Hello everyone. Here are important remarks by Dr. Lant.
Hello everyone, this is Dr. Jeffrey Lant, and I want to welcome you to some time with me. I've just become aware of the sad demise of Barbara Bush, and I'm in a position to say a few things that you won't hear in a newspaper, and I thought I'd spend a few minutes with you talking about, first of all, how we loved her, for no question about it. And we all know something about love, don't we? It never runs quite smooth. One of the things we loved about Barbara Bush was to tell it like it was. And that didn't mean that she knew what, many people talk without knowing what they're talking about. And from time to time she had that enchanting thing that she would just let it out. And it would undoubtedly irritate some people, just as when you go to a cocktail party or a family dinner party and you say something that it shouldn't be the thing you should have said, you know very well they're going to pound on you. From time to time, she was pounded, but I think that she was entitled to that. I want to give you a few facts that you may not know. She helped George Bush move 29 times during his political campaign. 29 times he moved. And who did it? Did he do it? I bet dollars to donuts it was Barbara Bush that did it. She also had a terrible tragedy that happened. And that was their daughter Raman, who died before they were involved in politics. It divided the family for many, many years. And I believe in my heart that if somebody had said to Barbara Bush, you can be president or you can have Raman alive, she wouldn't have ever hesitated. She would have chosen the life of her child, and that's why she did move towards education. She wanted people to be educated. She understood that education was the key to everything. Well, next, I want to say this. I want to talk a little bit about my own experience with Mrs. Bush. She was never Barbara to me. And even now, when I'm over 70 years old myself, she would have been Mrs. Bush. What's interesting is, when you're studying history, as I do, as we're doing here right now, you have to study it minutely. You can't just brush over it and hope for the best. Let's go right back to 1980, before Ronald Reagan was president, before George Bush was president, and all the others. I found myself in Essex, Massachusetts, at a fundraising party that was being given by the local Republican Party in Essex, and was attended by either the wives of candidates or the candidates themselves. Well, Mrs. Bush was there, and she did something so kind, so unusual in American politics. One of the new people that was invited was a woman named Kiki Machakos. She was the wife of then Minnesota Congressman John Anderson. He was off doing other fundraising. She was left to deal with the people at Essex, and she didn't know a single soul. Now, Barbara Bush didn't necessarily know them either, but she knew what a Republican gathering was all about. And so she advised Mrs. Anderson if she wouldn't mind talking to me, because a friend of mine had told Barbara Bush that I was a good speechwriter and that I was available here and I would help him out through the day. And I did. And there was a very funny anecdote that had happened. My friend and I asked Mrs. Anderson to get in the car, and we asked her to take dictation and come up with a speech. She had started off with 3 lines of double-spaced size, and got down finally to a few paragraphs, which was still too long, but the best we could do. And I remember that so much. What other woman would have done that? Or maybe I should say, what other man would have? They would have let Mrs. Anderson drown. Barbara Bush didn't do that. She had a signature, a couple of signatures, and this was so Republican, the little raw of little pearls. She wore her pearls everywhere, and I suspect they were a wedding present. I don't know. I suspect they were a wedding present from her father-in-law, Senator Prescott Bush, or her husband. I don't know. But she wore them everywhere. That showed me, in New England, where I'm from, and particularly in Boston, a woman is properly dressed if she's wearing her pearls. I'm sure some ladies will write to me and tell me about fashion in the 1940s. I hope you do. I enjoy hearing from you. Barbara Bush probably had enough of the presidency. That occasioned her famous line that there shouldn't be any more Bushes. We've got enough Bushes in the White House. We all thought that at one time or another. But now, would you rather have what we've got in Washington now? Or would you rather have one of those Bushes? The Bushes are people of integrity. Now, I'm not making a campaign speech for them. I'm just telling you like it is. They're people of integrity, kindness, good thoughts to people. They help. President Bush said this remark at one of the parties I went to that year. Remember, this is before Ronald Reagan was elected in 1980. He said he stayed up every night until the thank you notes were written for the lowest people, the bus boys, and the people who handled the towels, and the people who handled the cleaning. And he stayed there. And so today, there's no value on a Bush autograph because he wrote so many. But there is a value there in understanding the man. The man understood that the presidency of the United States, prestigious and important as it is not where the focus is. And so we could identify with them. Oh, sometimes, you'd have George W. Snit, and Jeb goes on for a while and needs to lose a few pounds. But their mothers did wonders. So today, we're going to end here in just a minute. I want you to give her a little prayer. She was good for us, good for the country, and the country knows it. Godspeed, Mrs. Bush. You more than deserve it. And so, as we end this program, I want to make sure you don't forget to circle like, share, and comment. Click on the subscribe to see more videos. And thank you again for spending some time with me. I like to think that my unique perspective on events, particularly events that I work through, is worth hearing. Thank you so much.